Welcome back. Tragedy striking Uvalde, Texas yesterday after 21 people, including 19 children, were killed in an elementary school shooting. Police say 18-year-old Salvador Ramos opened fire at Robb Elementary School yesterday before he was shot and killed by a Border Patrol agent. Joining me right now is Oklahoma Senator James Lankford. He's a member of the Homeland Security, Finance, and Energy Committees. Senator, it's good to see you this morning. Thanks very much. And I know that you are in mourning, as are we. What can be done about this?
Yeah, we all have incredible grief in this. Let me first say thank you to the folks from the Border Patrol community and the local law enforcement that responded so incredibly rapidly in this situation to be able to engage. The challenge is, how do you deal with the needle in a haystack at this point? There are millions and millions of gun owners in America, and to be able to say this one 18-year-old is now going to wipe out gun ownership across the country is absolutely not acceptable for all the responsible gun owners that are out there. But trying to identify why this 18-year-old went and buys guns for his 18th birthday, shoots his grandmother, and then goes to an elementary school and kills 7-year-olds is irrational and unthinkable in so many ways. And so there's a lot we've still got to learn about this case.
Yeah, and I'm glad you gave a shout out to the border agent who stopped the bloodshed. And, you know, we haven't heard anything about him from President Biden. In fact, we've got this wide open border, and we are expecting the numbers to get much worse. Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas told migrants that the U.S. border is closed, as he admits that the historic border numbers are only going to get worse. Watch this. I got to get your reaction.
Yeah. The restrictions at our southwest border have not changed. The U.S. Border Patrol already is managing numbers at historic levels due to large movements of people, and numbers could rise further.
Senator, he said the border's closed.
Yeah, the border's clearly not closed. And when I talk to people in Central America, leadership that's there in Central America, they're frustrated with the open border in the United States because they feel like this is incentivizing their best workers to be able to leave their economy to be able to come to the United States because of the easy access into the United States. Literally, if you cross the border and to say, I have fear in my country, they're allowed in. And right now, the Biden administration is giving them a piece of paper that says you can stay in the United States for 8 years if you illegally cross the border. So that incentivizes more people to be able to come when they know they're going to be able to get in to the United States and be able to remain for 8 years. So it's just irrational what's actually happening there. And the big story yesterday would have been the fact that we had people illegally cross our border in an assassination attempt on President George Bush that had illegally crossed our border. Obviously, the Uvalde story is a much bigger story in this point. But we have people that are crossing the border for all kinds of nefarious reasons, and it needs to be addressed.
Well, look, I know you're headed to the border on Friday. Thanks for going back to the border. I'm told that these drug cartels are taking home $200 million a week. Senator, we've got drug cartels running the southern border. When was the last time you've seen that a drug cartel is actually running a portion of America?
Yeah, we absolutely do know the drug cartels run in that area, but those same cartels that are moving people. Best estimate around $10 billion that the cartels in Mexico made last year from just human trafficking into the United States. So it is a frequent thing to be able to run into people there that paid $4,000 to $30,000 to the cartels to be able to illegally cross the border. We're facilitating this activity by keeping the border open as we are, and so it's continued to empower the cartels. We'll just keep sending people.
Senator, it's Joe Concha. I wonder, I always keep asking the why question. Why, if the president is polling in the 20s on immigration and the border, do they keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again? They say that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. If this is a top 3 issue in the midterms, and it will undoubtedly take power away from Democrats in the House when that goes back to the GOP and possibly the Senate, why are they doing this, and why do they keep doing this or not doing anything at the border?
Yeah, their far left base is obsessed with saying Trump was mean at the border. He was turning people away. We're not going to be mean like Trump. And so we're going to open the border up, when the vast majority of Americans, that's not where they are. They just want enforceable borders. I mean, we just saw a Texas congressional race with Henry Cuellar on the border talking about strong border policies, literally won all the border counties in his district talking about border enforcement. This is not a hotbed issue on the border. They see the crime. They see the problems. They see the human cost of this on the border. And while D.C. liberals and New York City liberals may disagree on this, people that are actually feeling the day-to-day effect of it know what's really going on.
Can anything get much worse? I mean, we're on the doorstep of a recession. We're waiting on the durable goods numbers. We're going to put them on screen in a second. We've got a contraction in the first quarter. We're waiting on the GDP number out tomorrow. A contraction is going to be confirmed. And now we've got a situation where we can't even feed our babies, Senator. I mean, Abbott Labs is releasing 300,000 cans of a specialty baby formula to help children in urgent need as this national shortage drags on. But how did we get here?
Yeah, so at this point, the FDA kept the Abbott facility closed way too long. They took way too long to be able to do their inspections and way too long to make a decision about international suppliers coming to the United States that may only have labeling differences between American products, that the safety issues are the same. So FDA saw this coming by shutting down 40% of the supply for months into America. And while they were waiting to be able to make a decision and waiting to be able to open up our borders, we now have a major shortage that was predictable at this point. So it is a frustrating thing to continue to see this. And I would tell you, the administration's not looking over the horizon when China reopens what's going to happen to gas prices again because of the supply and demand issues.
Yeah.
They continue to depress supply. We're going to have these same issues in the days ahead, even more with gasoline prices and diesel prices.
Yeah.
They're not looking over the horizon on that either.
Good point, Dagan.
Also, I want to raise really quickly, Senator, the issue of the Democrats trying to revive this background check bill on guns. It was passed in the House in 2019. Chuck Schumer immediately, not even knowing anything about the background of this murderer in Uvalde, Texas, starts talking about it. So, Senator, where does that go? Again, they're pushing something that we don't know would have any effect on what led to the murder of all these children and teachers.
Politics.
Yeah, it is the political response on this, obviously. New York has red flag laws, and now they're saying, well, the red flag laws weren't strong enough for this grocery store murder that happened last week, which was so awful. They immediately respond to this and to say, well, we need more background checks on it, or this ghost gun issues.
Yeah.
He passed a background check. Apparently, this is not a ghost gun issue. This is a culture issue that we've got to be able to engage in as well.
Thank you, Senator, very much for that. You are absolutely right. Good to see you this morning, Senator. Thank you.
Good to see you.
James Lankford in D.C. We're going to take a break. When we come back, rising prices across the globe.